charioteer of these, Lord of the past and of the future. I see by mine own inward light, Lord of resurrection, who cometh forth from the dust, and my birth is from the house of death. Thou art still nameless to eternity. Come thou forth, I say, and aid and guard me in this work of art. Abracadabra and ends. 6. I bear the rose and cross of life and light. Abracadabra. Giving the sign at each abracadabra. Remaining in the sign. The invocation concludes. Therefore I say unto thee, come thou forth and dwell in me, so that every spirit, whether of the firmament, or of the ether, or of the earth, or under the earth, on dry land or in the water, or whirling air, or of rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God the Vast One, might be thee. Abracadabra. The adoration. Impromptu. Close by banishing. I think this was omitted at W's order. The letters around the rim are Enochian letters, facing outward in the illustration, including the corner letters facing toward the outer point of each corner. The two overlapping equilateral triangles shown in the interior of the figure are composed of thin, solid lines and somewhat closer in their bases to the top and bottom of the square than shown here. In the illustration, the base angles touch the fourth edge letter from the corner in each instance. A rectangular grid with Enochian letters. In the center of the diagram has been adjusted to align with the edge letters of the original illustration. This rectangular grid has its corners overlapping. The lines define an hexagram in the original illustration. There are 7 small devices, 5 squares and 2 circles symmetrically arranged in the pattern of a 7-pointed star with point upward. There is no actual 7-pointed star drawn. These devices are all oriented to be viewed from the center of the figure. Their size is about that of 3-edged divisions vertically and horizontally, and their text would be at right angles to any straight line that might be drawn from the center of the figure. These devices have been represented by the numbers 1 through 7 in the approximation above. They are separately approximated below. Not to scale. following text is between the points of the pentagram, starting at upper right. The words below are arced in a circle. A crystal which he alleged to have been brought to him by angels, was then placed upon this table, and the principal result of the ceremonial scrying of Sir Edward Kelly is the obtaining of the following diagrams, plates, viewing. He symbolized the fourth dimensional universe in 2 dimensions as a square, surrounded by 30 concentric circles, whose radii increased in a geometrical proportion. The sides of the square are the 4 great watchtowers, which are attributed to the elements. There is also a black cross, central tablet according to the arrangement shown. Compare the black cross bordering the tablets in plate A with plate B. Prefigures the general view. Plate 4 gives the complete attribution of the tablet of air. The 6th file is called Linea Patris. The 7th file is called Linea Fili. The 7th line is called Linea...
All right, everyone, this is just a test to see whether YouTube is actually functional now. I am logged in, but it looks different. It also looks much more retarded than before, which is really regrettable. And so hopefully you can actually see this video. I will resume normal scheduling coming tomorrow, probably, assuming that this is actually visible to people. Because I can't even see my video uploads that appears on my channel. I see playlists, see shit like that, but I can't really see the video uploads. They appear to no longer be calling. I wonder if this is a problem for anybody else that is out there. In the meantime, today, all of my other videos will be on rumble.com under Sticks, Axe, and Hammer 666, of course, and we will resume broadcasting tomorrow, hopefully, again, assuming that it's successful. That's about all. Peace out.
The Gnostic Catholic Church, the Order of the Knights of the Holy Ghost, the Order of the Illuminati, the Order of the Temple, Knights Templar, the Order of the Knights of St. John, the Order of the Knights of Mountain, the Order of the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre, the Hidden Church of the Holy Grail.
A bishop. His reference to England is closely allied to another meaning of this key, namely meditation. Symbolized by the bishop is a means of investigating the unseen, quest, research into the depths of inner consciousness. A fishhook. A fishhook. Three hands. First symbol of terror, and a clue to the meaning of all the rest. It represents the life power. The simplest and best way we can think about it. In key 0, it is white. To represent.
Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for... Jesus Christ!
A needle made of light, threading through the night. I mark the hidden sea, I sharpen up the dream. step you take feels like the earth like let the devil kiss the ground. Sing on the edge of everything to make the punishment fit the crime. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I have held on long to the shape of what was lost, to the price, to the cost, to make the punishment fit the my object all sublime. I keep it in my mind. A needle made of light, thread into the night. I mark the hidden seam. I sharpen up the dream. The case is cold but clean. I've waited long enough here, so let it come around. Let the devil kiss the ground. I want the scales to see on the edge of everything to make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. Make the punishment fit the crime. Fit the crime. My object all sublime.
brother shall seek constantly to give pleasure to all brethren, with whom he is acquainted, whether by entertainment or conversation, or in any other manner that may suggest itself. It will frequently and naturally arise that love itself springs up between members of the order, for that they have so many in sacred interest in common. Such love is peculiarly holy and is to be encouraged. All children of brethren are to be considered as children of the whole order, and to be protected and aided in every way by its members, severally, as by its organization collectively. No distinction is to be made with regard to the conditions surrounding the birth of any child. 15. There is an especially sacred duty which every brother should fulfill with regard to all children, those born without the order included. This duty is to instruct them in the law of the Lima, to teach them independence and freedom of thought and character, and to warn them that servility and cowardice are the most deadly diseases of the human soul.
Houses will be established for their convenience, should they wish to take advantage of them. 69. The Order offers great social advantages to its members, bringing them as it does into constant association with men and women of high rank. 70. The Order offers extraordinary opportunities to its members in their trades, businesses, or professions, aiding them by collaboration and securing their clients or customers. With an inviolable shroud of concealment. 7. The crime of slander, which causes so great a proportion of human misery, is rendered extremely dangerous, if not impossible, within the order by a clause in the obligation of the third degree. Throughout the whole of the ritual, give the sign of Apophis.
The only begotten child of Osiris, thy father, and Isis, thy mother, he that was slain.
say Anunnaki? Did somebody say Anunnaki up in here earlier? I just want to say that Chicago is flooded with Canadian smoke, Jarl. It's racist, and climate change is real.
That's Kitover.
And I can't breathe. I cannot breathe. I can't breathe. There's too much Canadian wildfire smoke in Chicago.
John Kitover, why does everybody hate you?
I would love to hear this stuff if you don't mind.
People hate
Especially in
me.
the middle of a dumb joke.
Okay, I've never met you. Like, this is the first time, so I feel like I'm getting a real celebrity right now.
I'm getting off.
Well,
Kitover, how much can I pay you
What you gonna
if
do?
you volunteer to be tarred and feathered?
you want to see me tarred and feathered?
Let's do it for free.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we're gonna tar and feather you for free. You in?
The question truly is,
I'd like to see him be tortured by trans women with a big fat penis and some big old fake rubber breasts, and I want them to slap that penis right on his forehead. Right on his forehead.
Give me your campaign
While
donation
they
site.
brand him with a T.
Brandon Johnson,
Donations of Jim.
Brandon Johnson, Chicago.com or ChicagoMayorVote.com.
Yeah, put the links in the chat. I'm gonna send you it from Jeffrey Epstein.
So back to why everybody hates you, and go.
I think when people say hate me, that's actually probably a mischaracterization. People despise me, but they don't necessarily hate me. And the truth,
I think that it's safe
No,
to
they
say
really
that
hate you.
there's people that actually hate you.
Yeah, I changed my mind. I hate you, dude.
They get this.
Cut it!
They like.
Put it in the campaign ad!
They
Well,
say that you do dirty things to people's voices. Like I've heard crazy.
dirty
stories
things to
about you,
people's voices.
Yes.
That's a new one to me.
Yes, too.
Yeah, that you're like.
I heard you're into midgets. Is that true?
Who isn't into midgets? If you touch one at the bar, it's always good luck.
Did you ask her her age?
I heard you were doing yoga on live webcam while you were recording everybody, and you had a cat sprawl across your nose with their coochie right up against your chin. Okay,
Yeah.
That's right. She was an illegal alien from Guatemala.
No, they took a
No.
screenshot. It was an animal,
Was
it's a
a
nice pet.
Yeah.
It was a cat?
I heard your mother didn't tell you that she loved you, but she really
I am worried about some of the people on this app, though, that they're infected with toxoplasmosis because they're cat people, and that's actually the explanation for the low IQ deficit.
Tell a girl when you give her an STD.
No, that's what happens when you have too many cats, Austin.
Yeah. Because I know people that are dying from toxoplasmosis, and they've had cats their whole lives.
Really, you could die from that? I thought it would just make you crazy.
Yeah, you get Alzheimer's.
There's a high correlation with schizophrenia.
Yeah, Alzheimer's, schizophrenia, dementia. You basically, you get a parasite in your brain which eats away at your neurons, and that's also why so many people on this app have such low IQ.
You literally get AC in your room, right? It's not hot. It's a parasite in our fucking.
So back to your question about why do people hate John Kitover, I am actually, no, it's because I'm playing a very...
You're self-dissociative identity and talk about yourself in the third person.
No, I don't. Well, what? Let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. Hold on. Let me just quote Pepe. Hold on. What I've realized is that on this app, I've been able to identify human behavior which is consistent, repetitive, patternistic, and also duplicative. And what the game...
You found the problem with yourself. Now fix it.
What I'm saying... I discovered my own personal problem as well, but...
He is the number 6 on the stool scale. He is that annoying. Oh, that annoying.
What I'm saying... Hold on. What Dr. Adams and what Bliss have done is what everybody else is doing, which is called the put-down game. If you've never been a part of the put-down game, that might be because you're an enlightened, nice person. If you play the put-down game, and that's all you do, I do it a lot too, but I just gotta say, I don't want to give you a...
I don't know why you kept talking.
humiliate you publicly if you like that.
I do need negative publicity, and I'm open to receiving negative publicity anytime, especially if you're using your legal identity so I can sue you in court for defamation, slander, and libel. That's the funnest game of the put-down game, is when I take your assets, or I actually do what's called a...
I find that slanderous that you're accusing me of potentially slandering you. That in itself is libel, and that's slander. So you'll be hearing from my fake attorneys.
You've been slammed.
Yeah, exactly. Don't slam me, man. Bros don't slam bros.
Kiddo, were you on live?
Excuse me?
Are you on live?
The question is, are you alive? And do you know
No,
it?
are you on live?
And if you're
Are you on
happy,
YouTube live? Are
clap
you
your
streaming
hands
right
if
now?
you know it. Clap your hands if you're happy and you know it.
No, can you just answer me? Are you on live? Are you
If
on
you're
YouTube?
happy and you know it. If you're happy and you know it.
Alright, we're people, we're cool.
No way that people feel that strongly and against Austin Powers compared to like Kitover. Earlier today,
You know what?
it was nuts.
I piss certain people, like, I make them so mad.
Now you have the Anon, which is probably another one of John's profiles.
Yeah, that's John.
He's so obsessed with us.
No, I invited his Anon in here because I love him. I feel like John, we should hire somebody, like, you remember the kissogram? Maybe there's a hugogram. He needs a hug.
Yeah, he needs a hug.
Well, I just got a digital hug.
Like a 300-pound, 5'5" woman.
What?
Because that's a lot of loving.
Okay, we are in the
I think it's
espresso.
funny when people think that they have made enough money to cry defamation. It's so stupid. Y'all are so fucking funny. Like, oh,
So it's not even a dollar amount. It's a.
yes, it is. Yes, it is, because defamation means that somebody said something so fake against you into the public, that you lost your livelihood. Like they hurt your brand, they hurt your business, and you lost money. You literally have to.
Brand. Like if they say you did this and you didn't.
No, because that guy personal opinion doesn't even matter, because there was that guy who sued those women because it was on Are You Dating the Same Guy? And all these women were calling him a narcissist and things that he hadn't been diagnosed with. And he said that it made it so that other women wouldn't want to date him, and that it hurted him in his personal life in the city. And they threw it out.
It hurt it.
So,
They sound like great people, both the man and the women. Like, they have a lot of fucking time in their hand.
I think that women, it's, if you, a lot of women are the prey, I guess, so I think.
I don't think that's. There are definitely times to.
I just feel like the internet has just made people, like, unafraid to be just, like, terrible individuals.
Road rage. It's road rage.
What are you even saying?
Oh my god, nice me!
I'm
here for the road rage, baby.
No, you're here to masturbate, don't lie.
Road rage, baby. Then I masturbated. Yeah. So.
When I say that, people are like, what the fuck?
I know. It's our thing.
It's so awkward for others. Anyway.
Yeah. Anytime a man says it, it's a little awkward. I think any woman
Hold on,
would be
I
like,
just masturbated.
Anytime a man.
Yeah, no, see, that's not working for anyone.
Are you saying I'm not a man or I don't masturbate? I'm confused.
I'm saying that your penis shouldn't work in this room, that's all.
I can confirm that. It's a voice now. Wow.
You were not allowed to talk about your penis in this room, Austin.
I feel like I need the dunce cap and like go in the corner in the chair.
Go to the corner and jerk off in there.
That's the
And I masturbated.
Yeah.
Dude, my dunce cap.
They took our guns and our right to masturbate. It's crazy. Oh my god.
Article number 2.
Now they only send us out for assisted masturbation. But your doctor can be the only one to do it.
Oh, we're doing hysteria again. Damn fun. Can we start diagnosing men with hysteria so they can get jerked off so I don't have to do it?
Don't make me hysterical. That's crazy. Do you know where lithium, like when they would do that with nerves or hysteria, they found lithium? They didn't know it at the time, but there was a lake that had a lot of lithium in it, and they would send hysterical women into it to bathe and to soak. And
Why is there lithium in a lake?
It's a natural, it's a natural, mineral.
That's a mineral.
Girl, never heard of the periodic table of elements? Shit!
Literally, it would like way back in the day. They would send them into this lake, and it would like get them to chill out. And they're like, oh, it's just I don't know. It's just a bizarre origin story for lithium. Eventually, they studied the lake and they found this element that now that we give to crazy people, but and make battery.
Right. See, it all came back to masturbating. You want batteries?
You know the elastic in your underwear and your swimsuits has a life? Ooh. It's like having all these swimsuits disintegrate.
Oh,
for real. They're made of paper these days.
we went to a water park in France, and they made us wear the like tight Speedo shorts. Yeah, they would not let you into the park without these tight Speedo shorts.
What?
They wanted the clothes to be tight, so they wouldn't get. I don't know. It was very weird. I've been to tons of water parks with my kids. This one, they're like, you need to buy these and wear these in there. Everybody had them on, like that tight, Speedo shorts, summer shorts. Not it didn't need to be the banana hammock, but that was also prevalent.
I need to buy some Chinese suits.
But did you feel bonita?
Bonita.
I wasn't in Spain at that point. I did go to Spain.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel good?
I felt I felt like all I could say was au revoir and bonsoir. Also bonjour. And occasionally merci.
You're a whore.
And voulez-vous coucher moi ce soir?
What the hell are you guys doing?
I'm trying to learn French.
I don't know. I'm protesting your app until Pretzel dies.
Oh no.
I think he was doing the same thing a couple days ago.
He's a piece of shit. He's just a fucking piece of shit who wanted to twist something that I said that I didn't say and act like I talked about his dead brother when really he brought up his dead brother.
Right? And they strategically, though, met and spoke about what these candidates will do. And basically, Mandami worked on these two districts that he knew turnout would be low. 3 districts he knew turnout would be low for the Democrats because they're not going to come out because a Democrat always wins. No one cares, right? So it's like no one shows up anyway. And usually the Dem never gets primaried. Usually never in those 3 districts. Well, you got the 3 DSAs who showed up with record low turnout ever, right? But now they're guaranteed a seat in Congress because Republicans have an army. So even that people won't come out vote for them. So so now you're guaranteed with 3 new Democratic Socialists in Congress. Then you have AOC herself. Then you have Rashida Tlaib. You have Ilhan Omar. You have the other squad people, Jayapala and all these guys. So while they may not have money, like you're saying, or whatever, the party enrollment or whatever is low, their influence is high because they realize we can get the seats, we'll get the money, we'll get the influence. And that's their strategy. That's why they're pushing hard for this Syed guy to win, because then they can say, all right, we got the game plan for the Senate, And that's what they tried with Plattner, and they got destroyed with Plattner. But that's why you see now the opponent of Syed is all over the news everywhere, because everyone is fighting back against that guy, as a DSA type person winning. But I mean, I still think that he may end up winning that primary. And if Syed wins at Michigan for Senate, I mean, you're gonna have the DSA as probably being the most powerful it's ever been in this country on a national level.
Well, do you know what Napoleon did to the DSA in revolutionary France?
Everybody, the great John Kitover. John, welcome to the stage. How are you, my friends? Good to see you.
I'm excellent, Scott. As always, you have something in your mouth.
Well, he was talking about somebody that you would know, Rahm Emanuel. He was saying that he's kind of the moderate now. What do you think, John?
Well,
Going for his,
he's on my day 2 hit list when I get elected to mayor of Chicago. I'll be suing him for fraud, as well as the city of Abu Dhabi and their investment authority. We will retake our streets by the power of the law. And if a Democrat, liberal, progressive, socialist, pluralist judge refuses to abide by my mayoral decree, that he or she will be arrested.
Well, there you go. Kind of vigilante against progressivism. Yaakov, welcome to the stage. How are you? Always great to see you. Are Democrats obsessed with Israel, Yaakov, and what are you going to do about it?
Obsessed? It's become a litmus test. That's the first.
Why did he skip over me, though? Like, out of everyone here, he didn't even acknowledge me being here. And he said,
Sorry, Black. I've been in and out. Black, it's great to see you.
No, it's clear that I was here. You didn't skip over me.
I apologize. I'm
People make mistakes. He just said he made a mistake.
Wait,
I turn it over to Black. Black Messiah.
Let's go to Black. Apologies, Black. Sorry, I'm multitasking. Be honest with me. You did it because he's Black. Be honest. Of course, yeah, exactly.
No, he didn't. He just was human and he made a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
No,
We're going to be honest today.
My Jewish tradition gives kavod, which is honor, to elders. So, Yaakov, go ahead, please.
I do not want to see you hurt, so please start.
I am not hurt. I'm walking the streets of Jerusalem. Every step I take is a mitzvah. I'm okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. Are they obsessed with Israel? Well, it's become a litmus test, that's for sure. You gotta, let's see. Let's see if we can come up with the trifecta. The trifecta for Democrats is you have to swear off AIPAC money. You have to say you're not associated with AIPAC. That's number one. You have to say it's a genocide. That's number two. And number three, I think you kind of have to say Free Palestine or some variation thereof. So does that make them obsessed with it? In the grand scheme of things, of all of the things they're thinking of, I think it's a minor percentage of the time, but it is very visible. It's highly visible, but they're more obsessed with winning. They're more obsessed with social change in the U.S. This whole slant towards the left, and all that bullshit that comes along with it. They are obsessed in general with a lot more things than Israel, but Israel is a high visibility obsession. I don't think it's their primary one, and it's definitely has become a litmus test. And you can't proceed in the Democratic Party unless you pass the three tests that I told you. So Rahm Emanuel out, Josh Shapiro out. I don't know who else who is Jewish could, who believes the way that some of us in this room believe in, would ever survive anything with the Democratic Party. That's my take.
It is, in fact, a shibboleth.
Yeah, it is a shibboleth. Yeah, like the Tanakh. For those who don't know, a shibboleth was used in the Tanakh to allow, there was a group, it was a tribe that had a different, they couldn't say, I think, they could only say s. So they asked them to pronounce a word, And if your mouth could not do that because of years of training your tongue and your mouth opening, you would say the word wrong, and they would know that you were not friendly and you were an opposing people. It was a great test. I loved it. There was a great episode of West Wing called Shibboleth.
Yep, I was just going to say, I was going to try to find a clip.
Yeah, you could.
Sort of like in Philadelphia.
There's always a great episode of West Wing on any political topic we will discuss in this or any other room.
By the way, the equivalent of shibboleth in Philadelphia is ordering your cheesesteak with provolone like John Kerry did in 2004.
Well, that's like...
If I could throw in one point, it's just like from this, like my research of just like dealing with a lot of people who are anti-Israel, people who say American first, the whole thing. And I think, people who support Israel, people who are Jewish, take the conversation from it being about the struggle between Jewish sovereignty and self-determination, and bring it to the fact that this region that I'm in right now is only going to be successful if we promote the idea of individual rights that are ruled by law that is created by the consensus of people who live in a geographical area. As long as we make it Jewish sovereignty, it brings up a whole bunch of religious issues and all these other types of things. But the leadership of Israel in this region is not because of the military power, the technology. Is that the vast majority of Arabs in this region, which is like 22 nation states, on a personal, individual basis, believe that they would have much more happiness in life by having a democratic, individual reality that's not based off of a mullah, that's not based off of a king, or any form of ayatollah or any type of theocracy. And I'm walking up a lot of hills right now in Jerusalem. But the point is this thing, that's the point that we should be pushing, and that's what we should hold the Democrats accountable for, which is we believe in individual rights. We believe that God gave every human being inalienable rights that has nothing to do with the nation state, that has nothing to do with any context. And the nation state should support and enhance those individual rights. And if we stay on that mission statement, I think we're going to have tremendous success going forward.
So you would say they're black, just classical liberalism in some sense, right? This is the liberal project, right? The classic liberal project is that the sovereignty of the individual, like bottom-up Republican government, with the sovereignty of the individual, largely the job of the state is to protect individual sovereignty. Do I have you correct?
100%, and that's the movement. That's it. That's what Israel represents. That's what the United States represents. We are dysfunctional. We are fallible because we are humans. My ancestors were slaves in America, right? They were in chattel slavery. But it was because of the mission statement and the goals and the laws of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights that my ancestors were able to negotiate their ability to be sovereign individuals despite the imperfections of man. And so that's the system that I believe in for the rest of humanity, because I'm coming from slavery, that my ancestors were given freedom. In this region, in other parts of the world, whatever you're categorized as, that's it. There's no mobility. That's it. For hundreds of years, thousands of years, that's who you are. In America, my ancestors were considered property, and they became presidents. They became heads of security, heads of national defense, heads of legal, attorney generals, right? So what we're saying is that the American system works. It's been proven, even with the imperfections of man. So every Muslim in this region deserves to have, every Muslim, Christian, Kurd, Jew in this region should have the right to come together as a society and develop laws that protect their personal interests and their own personal pursuits of happiness.
There we go. A staunch defense of classical liberalism, and I think that is the sort of big divide. I think, right? I don't think it's left-right. I think it's largely in our society right now, liberal versus illiberal. You have people that are right of center that are classical liberals, people that are left of center that are classical liberals. Then you have people. You have kind of ethno-religious nationalists on the right that are less sympathetic to classical liberalism, and you have sort of neo-Marxist identitarians on the left that are less sympathetic. So,
What was the consensus, Scott?
What's that?
What was the consensus before I came into the room?
Yeah, I mean, this has become a litmus test. As Norm said, it's the new climate change. It's something that the Democratic Party, it's the equivalent of Trump on the Democratic Party, right? I mean, the Republican Party, if you're anti-Trump, you get, right now, you get banished to the wilderness. In the Democratic Party, if you're pro-Israel, you get banished to the wilderness.
Was it on the Republican side?
It's Trumpism. It's if you're not a Trump lover.
Oh, yeah.
You're out. You get primary and you go out to the wilderness. You gotta go.
Gentlemen, moderators, if I may answer the room title question.
The great John Kitover, everybody.
So I want to frame my response or answer or analysis from the lens of looking at dating apps over the past 2 to 3 years. And a lot of these Free Palestine anti-Zionist girls, they're spicy, let me tell you. And they want to go to the most expensive restaurants on the riverfront. But the truth is, when they say, if you are not Free Palestine, don't even try it, what they're really saying is, I am a highly vaxxed, liberal, progressive, pluralist. And I don't know if you guys know what LGBTQIA plus means. I looked up what the I and the A and the plus means. Just like on this...
Intersex, right? Is that the I is intersex?
Correct.
Asexual.
There's a second one.
Is like anything we haven't
Nope.
given
Nope.
a letter to.
Hello?
We're gonna
No.
just include you.
Nope. Nope. You don't know the historical context. I looked it up. The plus is from a 1990s Canadian indigenous tribe where the males and the females did alternative roles for survival. Hello? Two-Spirit!
Hell yeah.
Two-Spirit! So, my point is, when we're 200 trillion in debt, and all the states are 30 trillion in debt, the priority of communicate...
We're about 30 trillion in debt. We're not 200 trillion. He said when?
My point is, when does communication become a priority? When does our concentration, our focus, and our communication become more of a priority than the political ideology? And really, it has to come from the top down. So when Trump addresses the nation, to me, that's the priority of communication. And the resistance, the feedback is abominable. And you can just listen to what they're talking about, and then you can question, where is their priority of communication? And so all I'm trying to say, if I'm not being articulate enough, it could be because I haven't ejaculated enough. But what I'm just saying is that priority of communication...
Wait, what do the Palestine girls like in bed, John?
I wouldn't know. It's been so
He
long.
obviously hasn't got there because of certain incompatibilities.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I usually abandon them at the last moment because I say, why am I even wasting my time? I have priorities of communication and activity.
You get them into bed if you just lug your kafia over your shoulder?
That could work. I do have some kind of Palestinian, scarf. That would be a very funny thing to show up in a date with that, tucked in my breast pocket. And I said, I did actually meet this hot Albanian Muslim chick, And I said, for you, baby, I might consider freeing Palestine.
That's like Muslim light Albanians. Well, I like Albanians, actually.
Well,
I can't find the same, the plus equals this, two spirits thing. Yeah, where'd you get that stuff from?
Two spirits!
Gender identities and gender expressions not specifically named in the acronym. That's sort of what I said.
Two spirits. I'm feeling a two spirit in my tuchus. In my gefilte fish, I'm gonna put my chopped liver in your two spirits. Scott.
Okay. I saw an Instagram thing the other day with a guy who said he was trans. The guy was really, really funny. Wait, what was he? What does that even mean?
That guy's amazing. That guy
is very funny.
If you go Josh something, that guy is so funny. He just sort of plays these identitarian roles.
I think his last name is Sitzover, John Sitzover, or am I? He's so funny though. I agree with you. He's trans, whatever it is.
Trans-indigenous.
But he changes it up. So sometimes he's wearing his Indian outfit, sometimes he's black, and he's always assigned the wrong. His stupid doctor assigned him the wrong whatever it was at birth.
Yeah, he was assigned white at birth.
Right. If you're a bigot, yeah, he's very funny.
And he believes he likes ICE because he wants to kick out all the non-indigenous people.
But it's all a joke. I mean, he is very conservative, but he's up just,
I know, Gigi.
There's not really a person.
He's not really trans-indigenous.
No, but I did say that to somebody that I was.
What does that mean? Like you're
Indian, Native American.
You identify as Native American?
Yes, he identifies as Native American, and his stupid doctor and parents put white or Caucasian on his birth certificate at birth. And so he's mad at them because that's not how he identifies. He identifies as a Native American.
Trans-indigenous or real indigenous?
Oh, I thought that's when
Yes, Norm.
I thought that's when people from Iowa come to New York and say they're New Yorkers. I thought that was trans-indigenous.
That too.
Well, back to the topic on why Democrats are so obsessed with the state of Israel, why these anti-Zionists, why they hate Netanyahu, why they hate Ben-Gvir, why they hate security and law and borders. And then in America, we have these horrific anti-Semites who spend all day, every day, obsessing and talking about J words on all platforms. And they spread the most incredible amount of deceptive hate because it's communication hypnosis, it's mind control. And it's their political
Communications is hypnosis, right?
It's their political position. However, they're hypocrites, and they themselves are the fascists that they're describing. They've never been to Israel, or if they have, again, what they're doing is very disingenuous, and they're attacking a minority. So they're very hypocritical. And the truth is, as I've always said on this app for many years, it has to come down to the law. And unfortunately, in America, in my opinion, in all of our major sanctuary cities, we do not have law enforcement. But in Israel, thank God for Hashem, Rabbono Shel Olam, they actually enforce the law and want to protect their citizens. And they don't want terrorism and murderers running through the streets killing people. But in Sanctuary City, America, that's the standard. That's the norm. There are plenty of parents that have angel children, and they are called angel parents because their children have been murdered, slaughtered, and killed by illegal alien invaders, given driver's licenses by liberal progressive Democrats. So we have a major security problem in America, and thank God Israel is a serious business over there, and they don't tolerate shenanigans. I am complete. Scott, you're a little too far away from your microphone, but we got Douglas on the stage. Welcome, Douglas.
Oh, sorry. Hey, hi. Just listening in. I didn't mean to turn on my mic, but it's an interesting discussion. Maybe I'll listen a little bit more.
Long time listener, first time caller?
Yeah, I guess first time caller. Well educated on this subject, but I'm going to just listen and
Educate us. No, come on, we need new voices. We need new voices, Douglas.
Well, what's the question?
Are you trans indigenous? I want to.
No, let's go to the title first.
Yes, I was assigned, fortunately, I was assigned white passing Jewish at birth, and I'm still a white passing Jew, but don't identify as a white person from the United States of America, at least in the terms that race is defined here. I don't feel myself to be in that particular category, but I think that, this is an issue that we have to deal with in the United States generally. That well, this is I think one of the things that they were talking about just before that I joined in the conversation. I know that Instagram, what I find typically sort of in general the kind of those provocations to not be super useful for. I mean, in general, it's a kind of a reverse rage baiting type thing, and we can enjoy it because it makes us feel good to see people act in a terrible hypocritical way. And that's fine, I enjoy that sort of Instagram content late at night sometimes when I'm bored. However, I do think that in the United States we have this obsession with race, and that is something where Jewish people do not fit into. We don't fit into a sort of generally defined way that Americans think about race. We are on Yisrael. That is a concept which predates the racial concept in the United States. And I think that people who have a problem with Jews in Israel have a problem with that in general. They have a problem with us being a people in a way that they don't understand.
Yeah, I disagree. They don't understand that.
They don't understand that.
No, we're white people to them. We're just white people that follow a different religion. They don't understand a tribe. The construct of the West is not tribal. It's country-based. It's where did your grandparents come from?
To go back to the question, sort of the general question that you discussed in here.
It was just before the Paris climate talks. I have to go look at the scheduling. And this worldwide broadcast, and again, I think I did like 20 short films about climate change solutions. Everything from batteries in Africa to net zero schools in Iowa. And the broadcast had started, the worldwide broadcast, like from every country around the globe, every time zone around the globe. I don't know, there were 24 different uploads. And it was stopped by the Bataclan terrorist massacre at a nightclub in Paris called Bataclan. So the thing stopped, and they never broadcast my pieces. So I take this matter actually kind of personally, and you can see the overlap between the struggle against jihad and climate change as different aspects of ideological capture. Too much? Is that too heady?
See, El Normo.
Norm, we're all about heady, and look, we don't give open airtime to people obsessed with weasels on this show. This is how we roll, Norm.
Clarification of that particular point, the connection there between the climate change that might capture and what's going on now with Israel. What might hear more about that?
See, the irony about climate change is, to a liberal, progressive, Democrat, socialist, the climate changes, they are already in control. And so they don't want the climate to change. It's all about maintaining status quo. But America is fully neutered. Our industries obliterated, deported overseas to China. Go on Amazon and go to the Amazon Essentials section, which is thousands of the most essential products that you will buy in your lifetime. All of it manufactured in China. Amazon is the distributor of China. America has been fleeced. We will have major social problems if Democrat socialists take more control, because we're already so indebted, and all they're doing is stealing from pensions to give out to NGO nonprofit scams that are just basically handout give outs, which is just theft. And so, anyways, my point is the climate change is a fraud. That the entire global warming movement or ideology, look at Greta Thunberg. She's completely shifted. That little girl is a propaganda engine. Her parents and other organizations use her to put out videos that millions of liberal progressive Democrats are brainwashed with. You have in Ayn Rand's philosophy of separation of state and economics versus separation of state and church. We have to come to a come to Jesus moment in America about the economy, and we have to admit that we have no products or services in this country in the sense that everything is borrowed to be paid for. Our government is funding the economy 40-50% at this point, and we're fully indebted. So we have to have a come to Jesus moment. And the fact that liberal progressives hate tariffs when we have no industry left in this country, it's so absurd. Tariffs are strategic to bring back the manufacturing plants at scale over 5 years, 10 years. We have to become self-sustainable. And if that causes even more economic pressure on us, so be it. But we have to be the masters of our destiny in this country. Unfortunately, global trade and the global economy and outsourcing everything has neutered the potentiality and the future of everyone in this country, because everyone in this country will essentially be working just to pay interest expense to global banks. That is a major problem. Our children, we shouldn't be having children so they can create more children so they can simply work just to pay interest on debt. That is a dystopian slave economic system. That's not liberty.
John, we're going to come back to you. I appreciate it. I love it. Norm, before I go to you to respond to Doug, John did mention Greta, so I want to play a little clip about Greta from one of my favorite comedians, Michelle Wolf, and then we'll go to Norm.
Good old Greta. She's sailing to Gaza to try to break Israel's siege and bring aid to the people there. And leave it to Greta to make me to do something that makes me not hate her. Because with all the environment stuff, I get what she's saying. I'm totally on her side, but
different aspects.
Like you want to be like, yes, I like the environment too, and then she's like, not as much as I do. All right, lady. Israel, they want to block her, and people, including a U.S. senator, said, I hope you know how to swim. And look, I just think a boat carrying aid to Gaza, threatening to sink or blow it up, probably isn't like a great look. It's probably not your best defense in the whole, it's not a genocide argument you're trying to make. She's like, and they're like, some people are like, this makes her part of Hamas. I can guarantee you that Greta is not part of Hamas, because there's no way Hamas wouldn't kick her out immediately. She's going to be like, you need to recycle here. What is the carbon footprint on this bomb?
Well, speaking of Hamas, we have terrorist promoters and terrorist supporters running rooms on this app right now that are obsessed with Israel, that spend every waking moment of their day.
This is not one of them. We're going to go to... Do you want to reframe
Hello?
the question to him real fast?
Well, I mean, I was interested to hear. Can you guys hear me?
You're coming in loud and clear, my friend.
Okay, great. I also spent a lot of time working on international climate issues and international environmental issues and sustainability issues. And while there's a lot of hype around certain things, and Greta Thunberg, absolutely a totally insufferable person who has, switched from being somebody who cares about the environment or climate to somebody who now wants to destroy Israel. She is an awful person. However, I think with a lot of our discussions, it is important not to be black and white on too many things. And I've read plenty of research about what's going on in the climate in general. It is not a great thing.
Not to say that the way that we respond to that has been great either. And certainly farming things out overseas, that whole discussion about the economy and what we owe, I think it's slightly pertinent, but it takes away from, I think, what I understand is the core of the discussion here, which is how do we confront or how do we deal with these crazy obsessions that take us to very weird places. Climate change, I think climate change is real. From what I've read, climate change is real. What that actually